Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings.
I'm ready. I see your...
I don't have that, but I have my mask ready.
I could share the white with you if you
That's
needed.
okay.
Desperation.
I just washed my hands before walking out, so
Well,
we're
I'll take
good.
care of mine now.
We're good.
Yeah. Can't touch my sweater. Did you notice the
I do. I like the blue.
Advent matchup?
I have on navy.
That's close.
We had the blue theme going.
And you got the Christmas tree green pants on too. So
I only pull the green corduroys out once a year.
Don't those trees look neat back there?
I like them.
Yeah.
I really have gotten this Christmas season. I really love trees with just lights. Instead of all the ornaments, I really just love the lights.
Would be
simple.
helpful for you to come and look at your mama's tree then.
Well, hers is loaded. I have seen it.
It is crammed.
Mine is kind of sparse this year.
And I noticed that you took pity on our yard.
Oh, I did. Sunday afternoon.
Our neighborhood has got people. I don't know where they get all this stuff. What was that movie about the man had the house all decorated? You could see it from space. Christmas Vacation. We got some Christmas Vacation people on our street, and you come down the street. Even Rebecca had some stuff in her yard, you know. And then you get to this black spot, and then you go. The people next door have stuff on there, and so I look out, and was Sunday night maybe or Monday. I looked at, and there's all these lights out there, and I didn't put them there. I don't think your mama did either.
No, Sunday afternoon. I had a bunch of extra lights. So I did text her and say, would you like for me to put them out?
Mm-hmm. And she did.
And then they're really bright. They're the LED kind.
They're like the ones on the tree back here, right?
Yeah, but they're really bright. And I put a lot of them on there. I think you've got like 3,000 lights on your bushes.
Welcome to outer space.
So when I was checking the doors to make sure everything was locked before going to bed, I was like, whoa.
Man.
Look good, festive.
So we're in the mood now.
Yes,
Yep.
Everything's all decorated and ready to roll.
Rolling. Yep.
And poinsettias are being delivered, I think, tomorrow.
So we'll have that
here and
historic
campus
and here and Cross Point.
So lots of pretty red, and
Yeah. It's beginning to look like Christmas.
it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It is.
Yep. And lots happening. Looking forward to all the services. Looking forward to the Advent 4 this weekend. That'll be good. Jonathan's on the historic campus, and that'll be special. And then we have
a guest.
We have a guest preacher who will be here this weekend. I'll be here with the chapel with him, and then we have communion this week.
We do. We have communion at Cross Point, so he's going to be preaching, and then you'll be celebrating.
Cameron Scalera, so I'll be there for that. Young man from Florida. Used to be in Jonathan's youth group when Jonathan was first starting out, but he's a big boy now. So I'm looking forward to meeting him and have him visit with us a little bit. That'll be special.
Yeah, so you can watch the stream if you're not coming in person at the Cross Point in the chapel, so you can welcome him.
Looking forward to hearing
being one of our guests.
Hearing Nancy with the music over here, and I won't hear Jody. I know it'll be pretty over there. And then with Jordan over in Cross Point, looking forward to hearing all the Christmas music there. And you know, we come rolling here for Christmas Eve and can't slow down. Got brass here and brass quintet. I think it's 5 people playing on the historic campus for those 4 services.
So when you're planning for Christmas Eve services, do you pick out the music, or do the music leaders, or do you make suggestions? What's the process you go through? Jordan
takes care of everything over here, and then the services here and on the historic campus are the same, and they're Christmas carols. So yeah, we pick out the same. Now I don't do what the brass people, the prelude stuff and all that, they pick all that out there. But no, the services, what goes in between, we keep the same on, and that's carols. So.
And we always do Silent Night, right? At the end?
Because both the services in the chapel, well, all of them will have candles at the end, and we'll sing Silent Night. Yep.
Candles are already stuffed and ready to go.
It's wonderful. Pretty time of year. And Jonathan will be doing the 2 services at Cross Point, and then he will Then he will go to the historic campus and do the first 2 services over there, 6 and 7:30. And I'll be doing the 2 services from the chapel, 6 and 7:30. And then I will go over to the historic campus and do the 9 and 10:30 services over there. So it'll be a busy evening.
It will be. And then Father Tom and Terry are doing the 10
Christmas
o'clock
Day.
Christmas morning.
Yep.
And
On the historic campus.
On the historic campus. The 6 o'clock historic campus and the 7:30 historic campus are full. All those spots are taken. There are still a few spots left at 9 and 10:30. Those are going quickly. And we have some spots left, although these are starting to fill up too. So if you haven't registered yet, you need to, and you want to come to especially historic and the chapel, you need to go ahead and get on that because space is more limited than at Cross Point. We have lots of room at Cross Point.
Great. And you got children's programs.
And we have children's programs, so please register your children because that is limited to a certain number.
It'll be glorious. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
And you made an announcement on Sunday about communion.
It just came to me.
I figured that when all of a sudden during the Cross Point service, my emails are popping. I'm like, what in the world happened?
Yeah.
But it was a great idea.
You know, and the announcement, if you didn't hear it, was an invitation. You know, we know there are a lot of people following our worship services. And I was just thinking about all the folks that were about to do communion, and I said, now, you know, if you're watching online and you want to take part, have Christmas Eve communion, contact me and we'll send wafers for you so that when we're doing communion here, you can have your wafers at your home, and then we can all receive the sacrament together at the same time. Just send me an email address, whatever, so we can get it to you. And one of the very first ones we got was from Ian and Pat Wright. You wouldn't know that.
No, I'm sorry.
Anyway, they're in their 80s. They were with us for a number of years, and then they moved to Texas to be in an assisted living place out there, and they have children, grandchildren out there. And boom, it was in there just maybe 40 minutes after I made the announcement. And they've been following us all this time on the internet, and they wanted the wafers and how much they miss being here. And I just thought to myself, well, isn't that neat? We don't know who's watching, but there's somebody from the past that's very much in our present. And it'll bless folks like that. It'll bless folks here. I don't know who else signed up yet to get the wafers, but it'll bless folks here who can't come out that night.
I've received a couple of emails from local folks that'll be watching online, and those will go out by Friday. So if you're interested, you haven't sent an email yet, and you would like wafers, please do that. We'd like to send them out by Friday so we can ensure that you will receive them in time for next week.
Name and address and how many wafers you want.
Yes, name and address, how many wafers, and send that to info, I-N-F-O, at thechurchofthecross.net, and we'll get that to you. You had a request for 8. Their whole family will be gathered together and watching together and taking communion together. I think that's really special. And we also had our friends Andy and Shirley from Connecticut requested, and then one of their friends who has been watching since March in Connecticut would also like some wafers. So.
Yep. Get them to me, we'll get them right out. I just think, but that's just a way of incorporating people in, and I think one of those things about it is we need to find ways that the people who are watching online can feel like we're really aware of them and want to incorporate them in there in however we can. And I'll just stand there at the altar fix and do the prayers and just kind of...
A little Holy Spirit nudge.
Perhaps.
Well, thank you for being obedient to the nudge.
Yep. I think it'll bless people, and we'll see how this goes, and maybe we can expand it in some other kind of ways.
And I think that's important too. A lot of people are watching online, and that's your only connection with us because you're watching from a distance. There's a little button at the top of the screen when you're watching on the website that says connect. That's a great way for you to let us know your name, who you are, where you're watching from, and if you'd like to be on our email list and receive our weekly emails so that you can participate in different things from a distance. So we'd love to connect with you for sure. And one thing from a distance, that you can participate in is tonight, the second Mary teaching with, not tonight, today's Tuesday.
It's tomorrow night, some Wednesdays.
Tomorrow night, Dr. Lisa Cerisi will be sharing art focused on Mary. So I'm really looking forward to that. She's a brilliant teacher. So the genius comes this week.
What?
That's what I told somebody. The PhD comes this week.
Well, I thought you were pretty good last week.
Thank you. It was fun to do.
Better than pretty good.
It was fun to do.
Very special.
It was a little different. No faces to look at. That's different. That's really different.
It's very different.
When you're used to teaching people.
It's very different.
Because you can't gauge reactions and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Very different. But
all good. So that teaching will be tomorrow night at 7. We don't know about what's coming in 2020 yet, or 2021. We haven't planned that yet.
I thought you were planning online Bible study.
I have an online Bible study for women that starts January the 8th. That's going to be fantastic. Going through the Old Testament, Joshua, Ruth, Judges. So if you're interested in that, please sign up. We will be utilizing Zoom, but Zoom has some really neat features. You click a button and it splits the large group into small discussion groups. So we'll be utilizing that.
Great. And when is that, January 8th?
January 8th, which will be here really quickly.
I mean, I was looking at planning a sermon for the first Sunday, and it'll be January 3rd of 2021. I'm going to do the parable of the sower.
Good.
From Matthew's gospel, and talk about sowing and different kinds of soil and what it looks like sowing in 2021. That's what I'm in my mind to do. I haven't done it yet. In my mind to do that. I was thinking about your granddaddy, your mama's daddy, and the parable of the sower and farming and all the rest of that. So I'll work him in there somehow or other too. Special guy.
He really was. One of the nicest people you ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very special guy. And you took a trip yesterday to?
I did. We did a little college, put the mom hat on yesterday, did a little college visit. As much as you can. They won't let you go inside buildings.
Really? So you didn't get to see any classrooms or labs or anything like that?
But you got a feel for the campus, and they still tell you all the information and that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what God has planned. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just got word that the 9 o'clock service is now full.
9 o'clock?
On the historic campus. So thank you, Cheryl. So 6, 7:30, and 9 o'clock are full. So if you want to go to the historic campus, please go ahead and sign up for that.
Come on, I'll be there.
Yeah. And Cheryl sent me another message a little while ago about the food bank. We had 797 bags donated. 797. That's amazing. 172 families were served. So thank you for that.
And I think weren't they doing something, maybe it's this week, where God's Goods gave invitations to the people who came to the food bank to come for a special thing and get free clothes. And
on Thursday afternoons, the God's Goods is sending clothes over, and it's going to be in that Mission Mall area, usually where the food bank is, and they'll set up racks of clothes there. They have so many items.
And they're just giving them away, right?
That they have to give away for free because there's no room in the storage for it. God's Goods is full, so it's a great way to be able to help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, Judy Ponder has a question for you. What is your favorite Christmas memory? You shared your favorite gift last week, which was the bicycle.
You know, I don't know that I've had my favorite Christmas memory yet. I'm hoping it's going to be this year.
Oh.
Because this will be the first Christmas that I've ever had without Mama being around. And I'm hoping that this Christmas will be a pleasant memory. You know, I've never been one that looked backwards to determine what's the best. Because I just always believe that God's got something in front of us and that the best is yet to come. See, in this earth and in the world to come. And I know a lot of people that aren't that way. But I've noticed with many folks, when you look back and the best is back there, or the best golf game I ever played is back there, or the best job, or, you know, when that's back there, you tend to think about, man, I'm on this downhill side of the mountain. You know, and this morning your mama showed me this video, Clint Eastwood, and it's a song that was written about him and his activity, and it says, and the hook line of the thing is, don't let the old man come in. You know, and that idea, you begin to think yourself as old, and one of the lines in there is how old would you be if you didn't know what day you were born?
Oh.
Now, isn't that slick? How old would you be if you didn't know what day you were born? Because that whole age thing is, well, you start thinking you're old, and directly you're acting like you're old, and you're talking like you're old. And I'm not there. So my best Christmas memory, I have yet to have that. See? And I hope this year will be the best so far. See? But I'm not one of these persons, you know, and there are lots of people that they love it and all that, but I'm not one of these people that's looking forward to walking the dog around the block in the morning, you know. I'm just not there, you know. I don't know what the future is going to hold, but walking the pet and holding a little plastic bag in your hand, oh God. That's wonderful if you're into that, but I'm just not there, so.
You can borrow our puppy anytime you think you want to just give it a shot, see what it's like.
Perhaps
and
not.
You'll let go and she'll run off, so probably not.
Perhaps not. Perhaps not. There are some things you don't need to borrow.
That's true.
But anyway, I like the question. The answer is probably pretty skewed for you, but I'm hoping this year's the best Christmas.
All right, I'm gonna tell a funny one. It wasn't funny at the time, but looking back, it's hilarious. All right, when you were headmaster, and if you've ever been in a school or had kids in school, you know you take gifts to different people on staff and the teachers, and so your desk would be just piled with gifts and cards, and you would put them in a box, and you'd bring them home, and you'd sit them by the tree. Well, then it was our job to go through everything and let him know what he got and all that kind of stuff. One year
we didn't open those things till Christmas either.
Right, and typically we would kind of wait a little bit because it feels like we got out of school for like the whole month of December.
We got out just like cross.
I know, but as a kid, it felt like it was a long time.
That's because you were waiting on Christmas.
True.
But it's a week. You get out of school a week ahead of time.
Yeah. So the box was sitting, and it sat. Our tree was right next to the fireplace. He loves a roaring fire, and we started smelling something.
Oh.
About a week after school got out, we're like, oh. And living on a farm, you knew the smell of death, like you just did. So we're like, oh, something died. And then there was this trickle of a very dark liquid coming out of the box. Someone had very kindly, it really was a good gift, just we didn't know, gifted you a box of quail.
Frozen.
Manchester quail, because
Manchester
it was right
farms.
there where we grew up.
Frozen quail. Yeah. They thawed. and continued to thaw.
That was hard to get rid of, that smell.
Was Rancus maximus.
Rancus Christmas smell.
Whoa, whoa. You know, Dorothy Culp gave me that. Dorothy Culp. I've got a Bible up there she gave me. She was a very special lady, strong Christian lady. Wow. She and her husband Herbert ran a dairy right off of Liberty Street as you're coming out of Sumter, and it was one of the last dairies in Sumter County. And they ran it right there. And Dorothy was a very, very special lady. Herbert was a saint of a guy. But she was a strong Baptist lady, went to First Baptist Church. She and Herbert did right there in downtown Sumter. She taught Sunday school forever. And she was a great encouragement to me in my early Christian walk and desire to go into ministry. Dorothy was very special. Dorothy and Francina Esternell and Olameda Berry and all that. And went back to bury most of those ladies. Mm-hmm. Very special. Dorothy.
So moral of the gift story is though, if you gift something that needs to be refrigerated, you might want to put it on the tag. Just in case.
A clue.
Just in case.
Yeah. Had the lady Kathleen came in a while ago and gave me an envelope with a check in there to help people that are struggling. Lots of people there. We've had a number of folks that have done that, just thinking about others and sharing the blessings that they have. And Kathleen said she'd been so blessed and she just wanted to help somebody. So, and I've given you some of those already.
Yeah, yes, we have some people that are in need right now. So.
I mean, they're everywhere. Mm-hmm. And that's what you see with the food bank.
Oh, absolutely.
And the folks coming to God's Goods to get the free clothes. And, it's that time of year. When you're hurting, you hurt more. I think as an adult, when you're in a hurting place at Christmas time and you've got children and family and all that, the hurt is multiplied because you're thinking about what you can't do. See?
Right.
And that's hard. That's hard.
But we do have some very generous folks, for sure, with time. And Jonathan made an announcement at the end of the Cross Point service about how appreciative we are of the volunteers. And he asked me the day before, can you list who all is serving on Sunday at Cross Point? And man, you don't realize how many people it takes until you start writing down every name and you know, spot that they're filling and all of that. So thank you so much for your time, your talent, like all of it. It really makes a huge difference.
And you mentioned the time and talent, and we can't run without our ministries can't run without volunteers to serve and to lead and all the rest of it. And if you haven't done your time and talent, please get on the internet and fill that out so that we have that. And I want you to fill it out. What would you like to do if COVID was not there? Because I believe we're going to come out of this COVID thing midway through the year, maybe sooner than that. And we've got to be ready to roll. And we need lots of hands, lots of smiling faces, lots of open and willing hearts. So please fill it out as if COVID were through, as if that was in the rearview mirror. And we'll be right there ready to go because we've got to ramp up in a hustle when it's over with. And geez, I'll be glad to get through with these things.
I know, but please, if you're coming to services, wear your mask the entire service. And
that, that's important. I saw it somewhere or another. Maybe you wrote it in one of the announcements or the roll announcements and things that, there are folks that think that a church service is like a restaurant and you just got to wear your mask in the door and then you can take it off or whatever. But no, you got to keep that thing on.
We don't follow those same guidelines as hospitality, bars and restaurants. Yeah. So that is important, and it's only for an hour.
And we try to keep it a little less than an hour, just to do the best we can do. I know the sermon that I've done for Christmas Eve will probably be about 15, 18 minutes. shorter than usual, but we have more liturgy in that service as well. But I was conscious of being around that 45 to 50 minutes is where I try to be for the whole service. So.
Very good. Mm-hmm. All right, what was your favorite Christmas food? I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I'm hungry. What was your favorite Christmas food? Like when you think about a Christmas meal.
I asked your mama. That's what I asked your mama to fix. So I ordered her to make a turkey, a real one, you know,
not go to honey baked ham like we like to do.
That's right. You know, all that's nice, but a real turkey, because Mom always made a real turkey.
Yeah, and you could smell it for hours.
Oh yeah, and mashed potatoes, and that congealed salad. It had nuts in it, and she would put, I think it was some kind of topping of sour cream or something like that on top of it.
Cream cheese, sugar.
Cream cheese, that's what it was, yeah.
How can you go wrong with cream cheese and sugar?
What was the name of the salad?
We called it blueberry salad. I don't know what the official name is.
Had grapes in it and all kind of stuff. It was really delightful. But your mama's got that recipe, and I was thinking about Mama. So, but I loved a real turkey, you know, with the legs sticking out on it, the drumsticks.
You like going over when her back was turned and pulling the skin off.
Oh yeah. But see, you can't. They don't have skin on those honey baked turkeys.
No, this is true.
You know, the real stuff. I want the gizzard in there too.
Oh.
I like gizzards. Turkey gizzards bigger than a chicken one, but anyway, that's another story. But anyway, that's in there. The giblet gravy that goes on the mashed potatoes.
She's put eggs in it. So good. So good.
Yeah. See, Mama said she's not going to cook it Christmas Day. It's going to be the day after, because after I've done all those services and get home at midnight Christmas Eve, she says, I'm not going to be ready to enjoy it. So putting it off till the next day.
She knows.
Yeah. But I think she might be going to surprise me by doing it Christmas Day, but I don't know that, and I wouldn't dare suggest that, but you know.
Well, she's watching. So
oh, is she really?
She is watching. Did you catch the hint?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps she'll get the message there. Yeah. But you know, those simple kind of things. And I think this year, Sissy will probably give me some Old Spice and handkerchiefs. That's kind of a routine feature.
Use them.
I suspect your mama will give me a sweater. And I like those too. And I don't know what I'm giving your mama. That's always my big surprise Christmas morning, is to see what I gave her.
Then you know that it was something she wanted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But see, your mama, Christmas is most every day for your mama. I've been noticing that. So. But I'm glad for that.
Joyful all the time.
Joyful all the time. Appreciative all the time. You know, I'd be in a fix without your mama. So I'm very appreciative. And she sure caught hell over the years. There's been some lean times. But God is good. God is good. So what else you got on your list over there today? What's that little yellow tab thing?
This little yellow tab is who I needed to reserve spots for Christmas Eve for the Altar Guild. See all those check marks? They have their spots.
Great.
So that's how I keep notes for myself. Just little reminders of all the things that I need to do with registration. So registration's open for this coming weekend at all the locations, and so go ahead and go on and register for that. I know it seems like a lot of registration, but it's just kind of what we have to do right now. So on Tuesday, register for the weekend ahead, and it doesn't take long. And if you have problems, there's an email address right there. You just give us a call.
And then after Christmas, we'll be registering for January 3rd services and Epiphany service, January 6th.
Yes, that we haven't mentioned yet. That'll be in the e-news on Thursday. That on Wednesday, January the 6th, it's Epiphany, and Father Tom's going to do a little bit different than the regular healing service. He's going to do an Epiphany service at the chapel, and it'll be streamed, so that'll be different.
Jonathan's preaching in that service. That'd be good. Be like a Sunday service in some ways like a Sunday service, but not a Sunday service. It'd be nice.
Very good. All right. Well, you have to go address some envelopes for sending wafers.
Sending wafers. Write a little note in there, people. Put them in a Christmas card. But I am glad that touched some people and they're responding to it. I really am. That's good. Because we can see the people that are here, and we know there are people that are out there, but you just can't see them. And so to have them come back in and say, please send some wafers, you kind of can get a sense of who's there, and you know the names, and so you hook the faces to it. And it's like Ian and Pat been gone a long time, but in fact, they went on a trip with Imam and I to Israel one time.
I think that's neat.
Mm-hmm. And they remembered the communion service there in Israel that I did. Very special.
So get me your name and address by Friday if you want wafers. And you can be in Bluffton. It doesn't have to be only people that are far off, because distance right now can even be a couple of miles. But we're not in person. So if you want wafers by Friday, we'd like to have all those mailed out so we can make sure that you get them because of all the holiday rush. I tried to mail a package the other day. The line was around the building, and it was like first thing in the morning. So there's a lot of stuff being mailed. I would imagine, I haven't seen a statistic yet, but I would imagine that a lot more packages are going out this year because people aren't going to be actually present with family.
I would think so too. So anyway, by Friday, we'll get it out to you. Mm-hmm. And if you can get it before Friday, that would be nice too.
Yes. But Friday's the deadline, please. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, go. You got a lot going on.
I try to keep a few things going, I don't want the old man to creep in. I don't want the old man to creep in. So.
No. All right. Well, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Blessings to y'all. Please register. Be in person if you can. Otherwise, be online. And know that in all we do here, God loves you, and so do I. Christmas peace and blessings to you.